the Bengals, we got the Bucks. The Bengals favored by 3.5 on this one. Over under is 44. What are your thoughts here?
I'm taking Cincinnati to cover the 3.5, and I'm taking the under. And a large part of the under is Tampa Bay has just not been able to move the ball with any type of consistency this year. Cincinnati does a very good job on the outside against the pass, so it's going to make it really tough on Mike Evans. I think Chris Godwin has a little bit more of a leash because he does step into the slot a bit and does a lot of damage out of the slot for Tom Brady and company. But overall, Cincinnati, they're on the roll. They're arguably the best team in the AFC. I mean, when you beat the Bills and beat the Chiefs, it's kind of hard to say that, yeah, you have 4 losses, but that you're not the best team.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one there. And you're right. Since since Jamar Chase's return, Joe Burrow, right, seems like he just got the the kind of the keys, the full keys of the kingdom, and kind of unlocked there yet again, right? Even with T. Higgins missing a lot of last week, Tyler Boyd potentially is day to day on this one. It looks like Higgins very well could be playing in this one again, logging some full practices along the way here. But I do think that Cincinnati is just too hot to handle right now. They're certainly getting hot at the right time. So I do think that they are going to certainly cover the 3.5. I do think this is a little bit lower scoring game just from the standpoint. I can't trust the Buccaneers to put up points. I can't. And so it wouldn't surprise me to see this one where the Bucks get 17 points and you see the Bengals get 20, even 24 points on this thing, and the under still comes to play. One of the props I really liked, though, was Joe Mixon going over 50.5 rushing yards on this one. I think that you're going to see Tampa Bay have really kind of tried to scheme down Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins to really try and limit that passing attack there a little bit. And Joe Mixon, I think, gets a little bit loose on this one.
That would make me happy, sir. So I'm hoping that actually, I'm hoping that hits and lands that way. I'm going Tom Brady under 275.5. For all the reasons. No offensive continuity. They haven't been able to keep drives together. You're going to get garbage time points and yardage out of Tom Brady, but I think that he's going to be pretty well stymied here for the first 3 quarters of the game. So I feel pretty good about this under 275.
Right now, how much of that, call your stat line on Brady for passing yards?
Oh, I think we're going to end up somewhere in like the 256 to 263 area.
Okay, I had the 255 to 260 myself, so kind of in that same ballpark there.
Mm-hmm.
But I asked that question to ask this one because it was a fun one when I was going through and I was really trying to look at this and project some of these things and all of that. How much of that does Brady put up in the last 5 minutes of the game?
Well, I think the last 5 minutes of the game, I think he's good for 75 in the last 5 minutes.
Okay, because when I was going through it, I had him for about 115 in that last deal there, where they managed to go through, get 2 possessions in that kind of range there, and he just goes ham trying to play catch up and make that thing happen. So, yeah, like I just said, I think that a whole lot of that work happens in the very last 5 minutes of that game type of thing, which is kind of what we've seen out of him over the last little bit there. So definitely a riskier proposition playing Brady this year than he really has ever been for fantasy.